I'm Misty Wagner, and I am your personal acting business coach. I'm here to guide you in your career, and I'm excited to do so. And hopefully, some of you are represented by me, and some of you are not. So definitely check out my website, actingbusinesscoach.com. Today's topic is going to be about the confirming for auditions and callbacks. So I have a lot of talent who kind of mess this up along the way, and we can also get a little frustrated as agents going back and forth with you. So I want to try to help you avoid some of that frustration on both of our ends, and also make sure you're having the best experience possible once again. So when an audition comes in, you are going to get a lot of information, and the very first thing you should do is not email your agent and confirm right away. And I say that because you need to take time to read all the information. And the very first thing you should do is actually go straight to the callback date and shoot date. Because if you can't make the callback date and shoot date, there's no point in reading the rest. You're not available. You can, but there's just really no point. Unless you want to be like adding salt to the wound and be like, oh gosh, oh man, I missed this. Oh, this would have been fabulous. Some people like to do that to themselves. Go for it if you want to. Otherwise, make sure you read the information. Make sure you look at the content, the subject matter. Make sure it's something that you do feel comfortable with and you're okay with. And then communicate with your agent as soon as possible. So if you know for sure you can make it, there's no conflicts with the shoot date, the callback date, the content, you looked at the script, confirm, get on the schedule, ASAP, they're going to love you. If for some reason you need to work out your schedule, which does happen, send a simple email back saying, hey guys, I got the information, but I'm trying to work this out. That way we try to hold your time and they hopefully don't replace you. At the end of the day, we only have so much control over what casting's doing. So sometimes they have deadlines. Sometimes they just decide that they're just not going to let those folks confirm and they're already replacing. So you do want to make sure you try to communicate as soon as possible so we can also relay that information. It's important that if you can't make your audition time, that you're very clear as to what you can make. So I'll have talent who can't make a morning audition time, and they'll say, I can do anything after 1 p.m. That is perfect. That gives me a lot of flexibility, a lot of time, a lot of options, and now the casting director can go back and look and see when they can work you into the schedule. If you email back and say, sorry, not available, that does nothing for me. I don't know if you're not available for that day. I don't know if you're not available for that callback. I don't know if you're not available for the shoot date. I don't know if you had conflict with the subject matter. I don't know if I should try to get you a new time, or if any other auditions come in for that day, I just shouldn't even be submitting you. You have to communicate to us in a more effective way. So saying, hey Misty, sorry, I'm not available all day that day. I'm in meetings. That lets me know I shouldn't be trying to get you out for any other auditions that day. If you say, I'm not available for the callback, I'm out of town, and then you book out with us and give us those dates, that also helps me for future information, auditions, and work coming in. Same with the shoot date. So I'm not available for the shoot date. Well, if you're not available for the shoot date, are you available for the shoot dates that are listed to do auditions, to do other jobs? What does that mean for me? I'm always trying to get you auditions and work, and we're submitting you and contacting you. So we consider you pretty much available unless you tell us otherwise. So it is very beneficial if when you communicate to us, you're very clear with that communication. And you say, oh, I'm not available to shoot dates. By the way, I'm also out of town or not available October 3rd through the 6th. Maybe you're having a surgery or a minor procedure, or you're taking care of a loved one who's having that surgery or procedure. Whatever the case may be, you just want to make sure you are clear about the dates that you are not available, because we're going to consider you not available all day those dates. Now, maybe you're flying out, and maybe you're available in the morning. So you could say, hey Misty, I'm going to be unavailable October 1st after 1 p.m. is my flight, and I don't get back until the 4th at 12 p.m. So now I know in that morning you're available, and I know in that afternoon you're available when you return. So I can possibly still squeeze in an audition for you, and you don't have to miss the opportunity. So really, again, be as clear as possible for us. I'll go into booking out later on a different video, but I just want to make sure you're kind of clear in that regard, because with auditions, that does matter. Sometimes the shoot date will be a 2 or 3 day shoot date. So maybe you're not available the 3rd through the 5th of October, but the audition said it's shooting the 3rd through the 8th. They're doing multiple shots, multiple roles. So some of the dates you are available, let us know, let casting know, and then we'll go through that process in the audition. Sometimes they'll say talent must be available for all the dates, but sometimes it'll say only shooting 1 day. So then we do know that there's some flexibility there, and as long as you're available more of the days than not, then we do encourage you still to go. But if there's like a 3 day or a 4 day shoot date and you're only available 1 day, we really try not to push it with that. So we do want to, again, work it out, communicate, and try to figure out what the best choice is. It's also important that if you're not available after you've confirmed, you reach out to all of us as soon as possible. So within our agency specifically, we want you contacting all of our staff because we got to work on this right away. So say you confirm for an audition and later on that night you get sick or the next day you have car problems. Whatever the situation is, the moment you know you can't make this audition work out anymore, please email, text, and make a note on the website if it came in on one that you cannot make it now. We need to start working as soon as possible to replace you. And this is a courtesy thing, no different than if you would like that opportunity and you'd like to get that slot when somebody else couldn't make it. So we're team players here, and as an agency, we always want to get you out, and every time slot's very valuable. So a lot of times they're matching people up, and my talent can't do an audition if there's supposed to be 2 or 3 people in a scene and 1 or 2 of them don't show up. So it's important that we always are communicating to the casting director as soon as possible, figure out what our options are, and then if I can get you in as a replacement, I will. Now, I've had a couple talent come back to me and say, oh, well, I can make it later on today because it's a short notice. It's a day of because somebody canceled last minute. But they're coming back with oh, I can make it today, but should I really go? I mean, they didn't pick me. You have to understand the casting director is like the first step. They're the ones that determine who gets into the audition room, but they're not the final step. They're not the decision makers. So it's what you bring to that table. It's them being able to see you, the client being able to see you, that gets you that opportunity to get the callback and the job. So every opportunity is an opportunity for you to be seen, to be considered, and hopefully nail it and book it. So if an agent's contacting you and you're in a replacement situation, take it and run with it. That's an opportunity for you. I've had plenty of talent, proudly can say, I've had plenty of talent who I have replaced with and have booked the job because I know you. Your agent knows you. The people that are working for you know you, and they know what that breakdown was. They know what they were looking for. And more often than not, we can figure out exactly who's going to be perfect for that role because of that. So I definitely want to make sure you understand that if I'm contacting you, I'm only contacting you because I really feel like you probably will book this. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to send you out for things that you're not right for, that you don't fit, that you don't have a shot at booking. The only issue is that you weren't picked the first time, and that's from the casting director's perspective. And I have a whole other video set on networking and casting directors and workshops and all that. So you'll want to listen to that video. But as an agency, we submit all of you. It's equal opportunity. And then once the casting director picks, that's who they pick. And sometimes they'll have people they have in replacements. They'll already tell us they don't want to replace, they overbooked. So this information is always coming in different. But any opportunity I can get you in, I'm trying to. So if you hear from us, you want to take that opportunity. I also want to point out that when an audition and a callback do come up for you, that it's important that if you have any personal conflicts that you also let us know. I don't want you going out on auditions for casinos if you don't want to be in a casino ad. If you have any sort of personal conflict, you want to express that and make sure we know, so we're not going to continue to keep sending you out on those auditions. And I also want to make sure you know that we're okay if you turn it down because of that. Like, I have no preference if you don't want to do a certain political ad or a certain film or TV show because of content. As an agency, I have seen some scripts for like Showtime and HBO that, I mean, my mouth dropped. I'm like, what? They're saying what? They're doing what? But as an agent, that's not my job to tell you what to do or not to do. It's not my place to make those decisions for you. So we present the information to you. We present the content to you. And sometimes with some of our parents, we have to do like a little disclaimer, like, we didn't write this, we didn't come up with this show. But sometimes the content can be a little questionable with what they want some of these children to do or say. So I just want to make sure you know that don't feel bad when you have to say no because of that. Like, we respect that decision. And every no, I know some agents and some people put out in this industry that, like, if you say no to your agent, you're not going to get called on and you're going to miss out on work and they're going to, this is a negative mark against you. Every agency is different, but I can say firsthand that's not how we work. So we are more than understanding. You're not going to make them all. You're not going to be able to, want to do them all. But just communicate as soon as you can, and we'll be great.